Hey everyone, Demo here with a heroic Fractillus raid plan and video walkthrough. This will be the sixth boss of the Manaforge Omega raid. Let's get right into it. The mechanics for everybody will be creating walls, breaking walls, dodging circles, and spreading after breaks. General fight idea raid plan is that you're going to lust on pull, you're going to designate a safe spot and stack. So in my example, I designate purple as the safe spot. There are 6 crystals on the back here, and think of these as locations where those crystals can be built. You never want to place 6 walls in one location, or it's an insta wipe. The boss becomes enraged, 200% increased damage. You'll break the shard areas with high crystal counts. So whenever something has 4 or 5, you want to make sure you break from there. The enrage is basically Tetris, and this whole fight is Tetris at the end of the day. So you want to make sure that you're building and then destroying and trying to keep a low towards the bottom, just like in Tetris. This may all be solved by a weak aura when it goes live, but this is just a general idea of the fight that you want to make sure that any raider in your group has anyways. So to get into the fight here, we have purple is our safe area, and then we'll have our tanks on the outside, and we'll make sure that we have no crystals that go on this purple area. So right away from the fight, within the first 5 seconds, players will be targeted with the create wall mechanic. And so what they want to do is they'll move to a low crystal wall count, and so it's just starting the fight, everything will be 0, and they'll be knocked back after, and they'll want to rejoin the group once finished. So as you can see, these 4 players marked here have the debuff, and they'll have like a little arrow from the boss as well, but I just visually here pointed that these are where we're going to be creating our first walls. After you can see that, we now have 4 walls up. It'll then do a repeat of the mechanic. And everybody knows that we have this in our group where we have these greedy range players that will not move out far and they want to all, pad and min-max. So, we have 3 stacked here. Not great. We would rather spread these out a little bit better. But, let's see what happens. Once we have those, we have now a 4 stack. So that's not great. We're getting close to that 6 stack count. 2 more here and it's an instant wipe and we barely even started the fight. So there's 2 types of crystal walls as well. There's going to be AoE circles. Let's just say the purple one is AoE circles on the ground to dodge, and then the blue ones will be AoE circles on players to spread. On heroic, with enough breaks and whatnot, I don't think it's going to matter. You're just always going to have to deal with dodging and spreading on every single break. It just depends about the amount of circles you're going to have to dodge and the amount of circles that are on players. So that's why I just say as a general mechanic, you'll want to do that for every time. So the next mechanic after that will be a break. We have 8 total crystals, but only 6 breaks went out. So now you can kind of see where the soft enrage is that we will have 2 crystals left after this. So, we're calling for a big break at Moon. So our 3 melee players will break these 3. We'll also have a ranged player break far, and a tank and a ranged player break on orange and star. So just show what that would look like afterwards. We would obviously have cleared 3 here. We'd only have 1 left. We would clear it on the other spaces, so we're no crystals on that side, no walls. And then we do the group spread after the breaks, so everybody spreads out to a new location. You can go farther behind, so like you can go all the way in the back if you need to. Might LOS the healers, but if you need extra space, it's quite a large room. And then dodge the AoE circles on the ground, and just whenever a shatter happens, there's going to be big raid damage. And so after that, group back up and rinse and repeat. That's the whole fight, and then you continue to stack them and continue to break them with pretty much 2 to 3 walls being added every single time, and that is a soft enrage. So I have a normal kill here. It's a tank POV, and as you can kind of see, not a great POV on the tank side. Can't see much, but as you already can see, these players have the debuff. And the arrows are pointed out for where it is. So we want to make sure that this is our stack group and we're staying away from our stack group with these. So they're coming over here and wall spawn. And so I'll turn around here and you can see the walls that have spawned. And we'll continue on with this. Another wall spawn. Tanks also spawn them. They have their own mechanics, 1 each. So now we have a decent stack there. It was 3 of them. And now we've got players with the breaks. So they're going to have a little line behind them that's like pulsating backwards, as you can see, and it breaks the wall. There's the shatters. And on normal, there's no circles to spread. So, and this is a normal kill from PTR. So I get a crystal, and then we've got breaks. So it's just a rinse and repeat of, oh, sorry, that was builds. So it's just builds and breaks, basically. As you can see, I have a break now, and so I can see the arrow over my head. I get knocked back, break the crystals, and go again. It just keeps rinsing and repeating just like this until you kill the boss. I have a little bit better angle at the end, so that's the only reason why I'm going to continue to play it. Otherwise, I probably would just stop here as it's exactly the same fight, but you can kind of see a little bit better towards the end. So, and you kind of see as this fight goes on, it becomes a little bit more hectic. This will be a tight damage check, I believe. I think it'll be a lot like One Arm Bandit, kind of heroic day one. Wasn't terrible DPS check for the best guilds, but for lesser guilds, it will be a little bit more difficult. So, Skull was our stack point here, kind of safe. And dodge circles, and you would spread on heroic there, and continuing to build and break here. So as you can see, our blue here is not doing well. It can take one more. We can stack one more there, or we need to start breaking on blue. So, and that's where I'm looking at. Moon as well, blue and moon, so two of us breaking, and that's a great example there. I'll go back on that one. Gets knocked back and break. And so we break these crystals, and now we're left with two left there. Two less. So then you burn the boss, and that is pretty much normal and heroic Fractillus. Going to be an awesome fight. Going to be a tight DPS check, I think. But hopefully there is a weak order that solves it. Make it super easy. They already had it pretty much on Mythic PTR testing, so I assume that'll be the case. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next one.